What would you say to someone that's in a place where you don't have those positive people around you? You're kind of, your friends and your family are sort of holding you down. And you probably haven't got the money to go and pay for a mentor. How do you go about surrounding yourself with those? Because most people would love to be in that situation, but they're probably thinking, well, how do I make that happen?
I think a couple things, if one is in that situation, is number one is in today's day, it's so much easier to connect with people than ever before.
Right.
YouTube, you can find people on YouTube, free content that can get your mind right. Like you can watch an inspirational, motivational video for 3 to 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, I call it the zzz, all of a sudden you zap in and you're in the zone because of something that inspired you. Right. See, motivation's in the head and inspiration's in the heart. You want to be motivated every day, and you got to be inspired in the heart, and that's something that takes work. So by watching videos, by reading great books. I mean, a $20 to $30 investment in someone's life when someone writes a book, if you find someone that you gravitate towards, read their books, because you're getting a lifetime of experience in a book, or listen to the voice, because when you hear someone's voice, there's an emotion that's triggered on that. So find the people that you like to follow, and follow them and read their books and listen to their videos. And a lot of that content is free or not a lot of money, right? If you go to a mentorship or be part of a coaching group, a lot of times there is an investment, obviously, in that, and it's typically a great investment, but something that takes a little time to get there as well.
Yeah. So you're saying it doesn't necessarily have to be physically people around you. You can virtually tap into those people, and
no doubt.
Yeah.
And the other thing, if someone was struggling today, the thing I'd always say is give back more.
Right.
Give back more. Don't ask, I need more energy or I need more positivity in my life. You go out and do that. There's a lot of organizations in every community that are always giving back philanthropically to, whether it be kids in need or families in need, adults, our soldiers that have PTSD or have been overseas fighting. Like, there's all these organizations that find something that resonates in your soul and give back.
Right. And
watch what happens. It changes it around, right? So I think that's important. And it's like, how do you get rid of the hole that you're in? Is you stop digging it. A lot of times we dig our own holes, and we just keep digging. Versus, okay, stop digging, get out. And it's not always about you. It's about giving back. And watch what happens. The universal law, the law of reciprocity, comes back, and all of a sudden your life starts flowing.
Yeah, I've seen and read and experienced that myself. Sometimes when you're focused on yourself and what you've not got, you, as you say, you're digging yourself into a hole. Whereas if you think about something else or someone else and how you can help them,
right,
it takes the focus off you, and suddenly you realize, actually, things are not as bad as what I thought they are.
No doubt. And the thing is it's usually when someone's in fear or in pain, where their world becomes just about that and consumes them. So you're less likely to go out and reach out for help or to give back. And those are the most important times to do that. I remember one of the impetuses that got me into training was I had a career-ending back injury. 1995, I was over in Europe. I was in France. I took a shot playing football, and I laid motionless on this football field, and I never felt pain like that in my life. And I remember for the months and months I was rehabbing, all I could think about was my own pain. And finally I had to literally snap my band and say, how am I going to get out of this? Because I'm living in this vortex of negativity and almost depression practically, of my dream of playing in the NFL is over. Like the doctor said, 3 herniated discs, spinal stenosis, degenerative back disease, you're no longer able to play football, you got to find a new dream. And that was like a slap across the face, because from the time I was that little 5-year-old growing up, that's all I ever dreamt of. From 5 to 25, I wanted to be a pro football player. And now when that's taken away from you, there's a lot of introspection, a lot of questioning, a lot of self-doubt that you go through when that's the case.
How old was you when that happened?
I was 25.
Oh, 25, right.
Yeah, I was 25 years old. And again, looking back now, it's one of the biggest blessings in my life. My father, that experience of losing my father at the age of 20, and then that going, and then my back injury, 25, were 2 of the most impactful experiences of my life, and both of them were negative.
Right.
Isn't it interesting? A lot of times our biggest setbacks are often our biggest opportunities for growth and learning about life. And not that we ever want negative things or bad things happen to us. But if you're going through a tough time now, I think it's when you can open your arms and embrace that. For me, a mentor at the time said, stop fighting the pain, embrace the pain, and see what it's going to teach you. It's funny that after I went through that and started seeking out people in the body work, in Rolfing and structural integration and energy work, acupuncture, you name it, I tried it. When I was going through that process, I was using Vicodin, I couldn't get off of it, and I went through this whole process. I realized in this 5-year window to get out of pain, all that was setting me up for this. Right. It was setting me up for a career to help people in pain and to optimize performance. I didn't realize that for 5 years of 1995 to 2000 when I was kind of a lost sheep and lived in 12 cities in less than 5 years, seeking out gurus and people that could help me. I didn't realize that was really an education at the time of what I would eventually be doing.
Right.
But my sister said, embrace the pain.
What do you mean embrace the pain, and how? What did you actually do?
In my world, in football, you're always taught to fight pain and fight through it and overcome it. You know, ego and toughness versus going the other way and trying to say, okay, pain. I would literally try to talk about pain and say, what are you trying to teach me? Like, how can I work with you? And for me, I try to just go with a different aspect, a different side of the brain of, instead of trying to like literally fight through the pain all the time, is okay, I'm going to do more flexibility, more breath work, more meditation work. And I started to learn more Eastern principles to work with all of the physical therapy, osteopathy work, orthopedic works that I was doing from the traditional Western medicine world. I was also in part taking on some more of the Eastern side of things where I could blend the two of them together. And philosophically, I was, at the whole time, not knowing it, kind of coming up with my own system to help, number one, prevent pain, get out of pain, and two, perform better. Right. And that's what I do now, and the systems that I'm teaching worldwide when I'm presenting on the stage is it's all the different examples and stories I've been through. You can't always predict when you're going through something where it's going to take you, but looking back now, it all makes perfect sense. Right.